Welcome to one of the most ancient and well-preserved historic sites of India. Its listing as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1989 confirms the global importance of the site and its universal value of cultural and historical artistic heritage, which deserves protection for the benefit of humanity. The site is under the absolute management and control of the Archaeological Survey of India since 1954 CE. Sanchi essentially houses and displays a great collection of stupas, gateways, balustrades, pillars, temples, and monasteries, each bearing their own fascinating descriptions and history. Built by Emperor Ashoka of the Mauryan dynasty around 255 BCE, the great stupa and other later added monuments are also synonymous with the rapid spread of early Buddhism and its growth to becoming one of the important centers of Buddhist pilgrimage, culture, and learning, spanning a period of over 1500 years, from the 3rd century BCE till the 12th century BCE. This hilltop site is located west of the Betwa River, 23 kilometers from Raisan town, 9 kilometers from the ancient town of Vidisha, and 46 kilometers northeast of Bhopal. Asoka, the great Mauryan emperor, had married Devi, the daughter of a rich merchant of Vidisha, while visiting Ujjain as viceroy of Ujjaini. Devi had built a monastery at Sanchi. The site was a perfect location, situated close to Vidisha, yet isolated and perfect for meditative practices, spiritual learning, and a monastic life. It was natural that Emperor Asoka chose the site for building the great stupa and erecting a monolith pillar bearing his inscription. The emperor is also purported to have built as many as 84,000 stupas within the confines of his vast empire. Sanchi is the most well-preserved site with a magnificent display of mighty memorials that showcase art, culture, building technology, script, religiosity, devotion, and historicity, spanning the whole trajectory of Dhamma in the region. Sanchi was lost from the 13th century, and it was only in the year 1818 British General Taylor chanced upon its ruins and brought it to public attention, discovering stupas 1, 2, and 3 intact. In 1822, Captain Johnson, assistant political agent in Bhopal, opened up stupa number 1 from top to bottom on one side, leaving a great breach, causing damage to the west gateway and part of the balustrade. Alexander Cunningham and Captain F.C. Macy excavated stupas 2 and 3 in 1851 and found sandstone caskets within bearing the relics of highly revered Buddhist teachers of the Hemavata school. In 1881, Major Cole undertook a lot of repairs at the site. However, the major credit of restoration, revitalization, and reconstruction of the monuments goes to Sir John Marshall. He was Director General of Archaeology in India, who tirelessly and ceaselessly committed himself between 1912 and 1919 to reviving the site to its present condition. For this purpose, John Marshall generally stayed at a cottage which is located at the base of the hill that is still preserved and can be visited. Sir John Marshall's works were financed by the erstwhile Nawab Sultan Jahan Begum of Bhopal. The museum at the site was found inadequate, and hence a new building has been constructed at the foot of the hill near John Marshall's cottage, which is large and houses important artifacts, sculptures, and early photographs depicting pictorial history. A visit to this museum is highly recommended after the site visit. In 1936, the monastery between Stupa 1 and Stupa 2 was discovered and excavated by Muhammad Hamid. The monuments of Sanchi are distributed over 4 principal areas, 3 of which are on the plateau on top of the hill, measuring 384 meters from north to south and 200 meters from east to west. Most of the monuments numbered 1 to 50 by John Marshall are in this area. The 3 principal areas on the hilltop are the main terrace, which contains the Grand Stupa 1, Stupa 3, other stupas, pillars, temples, and retaining wall. The eastern area, which contains monasteries 46 and 47, and the southern area, which contains temple 40, monasteries 36, 37, and 38, and building 8. The fourth area is the western slope, which contains monastery 51 and stupa 2. The visitor on limited time at his disposal is advised to at least visit stupas 1, 2, and 3, temples 17 and 18, and monasteries 45 and 51. The site museum is a must visit. For an added experience now on the site, you could hire a government ASI certified guide available at the entrance. This audio guide has been sponsored by Omega Rank Bearings Private Limited of Bhopal. For a scholastic study in detail, the following books may be read. 1. A Guide to Sanchi by John Marshall. 2. The Monuments of Sanchi, 3 volumes by John Marshall. The Scythoparthian and Kushan invasions around the turn of the last millennium considerably slackened the pace of structural activities in Sanchi. However, a revival in activity occurred after the Guptas conquered the Kshatrapas in 400 CE. Local art at Sanchi once more came to the fore. This Gupta period ushered in a new epoch in the history of Indian temple architecture. Situated near the northeast corner of Temple 18 and standing on a low molded basement consisting of a flat roof square sanctum with a portico supported on 4 pillars, this Temple 17 is a remarkable piece of Gupta architecture and is heralded as a pioneer of similar temple design in India. It is noted for its structural propriety, symmetry, logical proportions, and restraint in ornamentation. Temple 18 is an Athenian-looking structure built on the foundations of the Maurya or Sunga date. This 7th century temple has 9 imposing pillars out of 12 and a pilaster with architraves over them that are still intact. It is built on a raised platform facing the south gateway of Stupa 1. Similar in plan to the rock-cut Chaitya Grihas of Western India, it consists of an apse, a central nave, and a side aisle. These 5.18-meter-high tapering pillars are plain squares with octagonal necking, framed on either side by petals and 3/4 medallions. This is a popular pattern seen in the caves of Maharashtra. The Chaitya Griha underwent additions in the 10th and 11th century CE when the floor level of the apse was raised by stone filling and carved door jambes were added. The eastern jamb, decorated with figures of Ganga with her attendants and bands of floral motifs and human figures, is on display now at the Site Museum. Temple 31, situated on the east of the very small Stupa 5, is a flat-roofed pillared shrine. It contains an image of Buddha on a doubled petal lotus. Originally built in the 6th and 7th century CE, was largely reconstructed in the 11th and 12th century CE. The pillars standing within are from the earlier Gupta period and evidently found their way here from an older building. The Buddha image on the pedestal has already been brought in here from some other temple during reconstruction. The plinth of Temple 9, comprising a shrine and portico, can be seen near the northwest corner of Temple 18. The style and workmanship date it to the Gupta period. Temple and Monastery 45, located at the eastern extremity of the eastern area, are the ruins of a towering temple. It was constructed in 2 periods, one in the 7th and 8th century CE. A new temple was built in 9th and 10th century CE on the charred remains of the earlier one. A pillared veranda was also constructed a level higher than the courtyard. The eastern cells of Monastery 45 and its shrine are buried under later buildings in this temple complex. Temple 45 is unique in the sense that it has Buddhist ornamentation, including Buddha's statue, an image of Manjushri, in the southern niche of the temple. The figures of Ganga and Jamuna at the base of the jamb are particularly significant, highlighting the transition in adoption of Brahmanical motifs in the Buddhist monuments at Sanchi in the 10th and 11th century. The complex that contains Temple 45 also contains several monasteries, 45, 46 and 47, consisting of pillared verandas, several cells, long room and covered colonnades. The path from the stairs leads to 2 courts belonging to the same monastic complex which rose on the ruins of earlier monasteries. The lowest floor dates to the Gupta period, while the latest buildings were built not earlier than the 11th century CE. The massive building 43 is immediately to the south of Monastery 47. This great structure of uncertain affiliation is said to be one of the most recent at Sanchi. Cruciform on plan with round bastions at the 4 corners, this radically differs from all other structures of Sanchi. Excavations have revealed the existence of an early medieval monastery, the floor level of which was at the depth of 3.66 meters. Temple 40 contains the remains of 3 different periods, the earliest going back to the Mauryan age. original structure, probably of timber, was burnt down during 2nd century BCE, leaving traces in the form of charred wood. The platform was utilized for a pillared hall, of which 50 unbroken stumps of 5 rows of 10 each still exists. It was reconstructed by the Sungas in 150 BCE. There were other pillars that fell with the collapse of the enlarged portion, some of them lying on the site, containing donative inscriptions of the 2nd century BCE. Monasteries 36, 37, 38 are ascribable to the 7th century, built on the usual monastic pattern of a square courtyard surrounded by an array of cells with a pillared veranda in front. Building 8, situated at the southwest corner of the circuit wall, is ascribed to the Sunga period, 150 BCE. Monastery 51, a modern flight of steps built against the circuit wall opposite the west gateway of the Great Stupa, will lead you to a very imposing monastery ruin built on a ledge of rock 7 meters lower than the main terrace. This compact and well-preserved structure measures 33.22 meters from north to south and 32.69 meters from east to west. The masonry, having a facing of hammer-dressed stones and a core of rubble and stone chips. An interesting feature is that the stone walls are extensively veneered with flat bricks, ascribed to the Mauryan times, 3rd century BCE. There are 22 cells in all. In the course of excavation, a large amount of charred wood was found, suggesting that the veranda pillars and roof of the cells were made of wood. To the southeast of the monastery, you can see an old quarry turned into a tank. Outside the west gate is a giant rock-cut bowl, formed by scooping out a large stone boulder, used by the monastery and the monks as a giant water container. This monastery is further identified as the one associated with Emperor Ashoka and his wife Devi, as noticed from the size of the bricks on the courtyard walls and the veranda floor. Of great importance is Stupa 3, situated about 45 meters to the northeast of the Great Stupa. It was modeled after the Great Stupa, but is slightly smaller in dimension. It has, however, only one gateway. Of its ground balustrade, 4 upright bases alone are now standing, crowned by a single umbrella. This stupa was built in the Sunga period, 150 BCE. The carved gateway was added in by the Satavahanas in around 50 BCE. It was in Stupa 3 that the relics of Buddha's 2 foremost disciples were found. Inside the relic chamber was discovered 2 stone boxes with their lids respectively inscribed with the names Sariputasa and Maha Mogalamasa, Buddha's disciples. Also found in these boxes were their belongings: earthen saucer of lustrous black, 2 pieces of sandalwood, fragments of bone and beads of pearl, garnet, lapis lazuli, crystal and amethyst. These relics were carted away to London and displayed in the British Museum, whereas the lids with the name inscriptions were displayed at the Sanchi Museum.
धर्मेंद्र भैया, आप कब से यहाँ पे हैं? मैं 2002 से हूँ। 2002 से यहाँ? आप तो सबसे सीनियर लग रहे हैं। आप सबसे?
मैं सर 2004 से हूँ।
4 से हैं
जी।
मतलब सेकंड आप भैया की जूनियर है फिर।
जी।
तो आप लोग यहाँ दिन में कितनी बार सफाई करते हैं?
दिन भर ही रहता है,
वो तो
सुबह
सर सुबह से आ जाते हैं, शाम तक साफ सफाई का काम चलता रहता है यहाँ पर।
वेरी गुड।
हाँ, सभी साइडों पे, वो भी दूसरी साइडों पे चले जाते हैं यहाँ से क्लियर।
यहाँ वैसे काम करने वाले कितने लोग हैं टोटल जो इसकी पूरी देख रेख करते हैं?
पूरा स्टाफ है, पूरे MTS खड़े।
अच्छा ये MTS हैं।
22-23 है।
22-23 लोग हैं।
सिक्योरिटी।
ओके थैंक यू।